Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about work. So the first job I ever worked at was Papa Murphy's. I basically just made pizza, I talked to customers. It was pretty simple. It is take and bake. Some people can view that as a scam. Sometimes I view that as a scam. God, the amount of people that came up to the counter and acted like it was my fault that the pizza wasn't cooked. Even though it says on the sign, Papa Murphy's take and bake pizza. Meant to be some. What? Why did he die? Why did he just poof? Why did that happen? Oh well. Even though it says on the sign, Papa Murphy's take and bake pizza. Everybody's so surprised for some reason when they come in. They order their pizza, it's done in like a couple of seconds. And they're like, wait, aren't you going to cook it? Nope. That's not how this works. That's not how this arrangement works. Please. No, wait, no, water. Haha. No, what? Alright. Anyway. Nothing too much really happened at that job. Besides that, occasionally just getting people caught off guard by like, it's raw? And having to give a few refunds because they can't read. But the next job that I worked at was at a Kroger store. I'm not going to name the specific one because there's different Kroger stores based on the area you live. So I don't want to like make it easy for you guys to narrow down where I'm at, you know. Gotta make it somewhat of a challenge to dox me. Anyway, so I was a cart pusher at this Kroger store. And I guess kind of a greeter because like my job was to push carts around, and then if there weren't any carts to push, then just basically say hi to people when they come up to the front of the store. Not much happened at that job besides like that job deserves to be paid way more than $9 an hour. It is like reasonably difficult to do. What the hell? Wait, he clutched that? I didn't think he would clutch that. Like, it is reasonably difficult to do when you're pushing carts in the snow or you're pushing carts in the extreme heat. Like, if it's 100 degrees outside, you should not be getting paid $9 an hour. You should be making at least $15 an hour. Like, Jesus Christ. But, yeah. That was the thing. When I turned, I want to say 17, my parents moved and I had to find a new job. I ended up going to work at Papa Murphy's again, but in the new place that we lived. That was fun-ish. The people in the area seemed more negative. Oh, you make Skywars not fun. Really? Yeah, you're so gonna kill me with that. Oh yeah. You staying at your island is one thing, but you're making other people stay at their island too? Really? You're gonna die. Whether it's by me or by someone else, staying at your island has been a proven way to fail. I got him. Anyway, the Papa Murphy's I worked at just seemed way more negative of an environment. I don't know really how else to explain that, but I guess I might have gotten really lucky, I found, with the first Papa Murphy's that I worked at. It was in like a really chill, rich neighborhood. So no wonder it was so like friendly, because like everybody just had no fucks to give. Everybody was just so fucking happy for like obvious reason. They have money. Why wouldn't you be happy if you have money? Don't you know money buys happiness? Anyway, moving on. I left that job eventually because I wanted to do something I was proud of. And I figured, well, retail has like a lot of career options. My mom works in retail. Why don't I try retail? So I went back to another Kroger store. Okay, can I kill this guy? Nope. The answer is no. Okay. So my next job was being an overnight grocery stocker. So that wasn't that bad. After 6 months, I moved up and became a overnight grocery manager, which was kind of misleading because I wasn't just leading over grocery overnight. I was also leading over home department. I was leading over the deli. I was leading over Starbucks for some reason. I was like watching over everything overnight. And then on top of that, I had my duties of being... Don't steal my kill. I want that kill. Oh. Oh. I wanted that kill. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so basically it was like I picked up the responsibility of leadership of the entire store overnight, which sure that sounds more difficult than it actually was, given the fact that like obviously the store is closed overnight. There's not a lot of customers coming in that I have to deal with. But you know, it was still like a lot of responsibility for 18-year-old me to have to deal with. So I ended up leaving after about a year and a half. But here's the kicker. I didn't leave because of the responsibility or the stress. Well, I guess I left partially because of the stress. My wife, she has bad anxiety, and I got her a job at that store as like her first job to try to help her step into the workforce. But I figured they would probably work with her on things. They would probably give her warnings and like be nice to her. No, they didn't. And I guess I expected too much because it's not like an entire grocery store would like bend to the will of one employee. But like at the same time, when I went to go ask, no, okay. When I went to go ask like what happened, why did she get fired? Because I wanted to hear it directly from my manager. Okay. Am I about to die? Yeah. Cool. I wanted to hear it directly from my manager. What happened? He called her pathetic to my face. Now, there's no context in which that makes sense. Sure, she called out a lot in her first week, which that was definitely a dumb move on her part. That was part of the anxiety thing. So, still, it's not like they didn't know ahead of time that she had issues with anxiety. But like, calling her pathetic to my face. That's what drew the line. All that trust buildup between me and management, gone. Because this was allowed to be said to my face. And then they started talking about her like, she's also holding you back. Oh, I'm falling in the void. She's making your work harder than it actually should be. I'm just like, the fuck she is? But I ended up walking out like a few days later because like that trust was violated. And it sucked because like I wanted to turn that job into a career. And after that, I ended up bouncing between a whole bunch of different jobs. I worked at Walmart. I worked at the airport in my area. I worked... Where else did I work? I know I worked at... I guess I did DoorDash for a little bit. Like, I did a whole bunch of different things to try to, like, find out what I wanted to do. Because I'm not the type of person that goes to college. That's not my thing. College is for some people. I don't think college would benefit me. So I've just been trying to figure out what I've been wanting to do for a while. And now that leads me to where I'm at now. I am now working in sales as a Windows salesman. Which, that sounds like something you wouldn't really expect. But like, these Windows, they go for like 20 grand a sale. Because like, if you're going to get some Windows replaced, you want to get the entire thing replaced. Ouch. Don't do this to me. Oh, that was so close. That was literally so close. All right. So, yeah, they make like 20 grand a sale, and I get like 7% of that, is the idea. And that doesn't sound like a lot until you realize that like 7% of 20 grand is 1,400. So every sale, I get 1,400. So I'll knock on like hundreds of doors and basically be like, hey, how's it going? Want to buy my Windows? And like most people will say no. In fact, out of like 300 doors, I might only get one yes. But that one yes for those 300 doors is $1,400 at least. That's not even talking if we're seeing a big home. If we're like seeing a big home and like the cost is more than 20 grand, like that goes up further. It's like actually insane what it could be. Did I knock him down? No, I did not. That sucks. You gonna come down by yourself? No, wait, please, you gotta listen. No. Oh. Anyway, I'm done rambling. I'll probably try to get one Skywars win for you guys, and then after that, probably end.